Hello and welcome to the technical sales overview of Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL Solutions. In the earlier sales overview session, we covered the value of this Ready Bundle and how it addresses customer goals and overcomes their problems and meets their database solution needs. This technical session will only lightly touch on these topics, but we'll spend far more time on the solution itself, the build options, and technical guidance. Recall that this Ready Bundle is based on Microsoft SQL Server, which delivers breakthrough mission critical capabilities with in memory performance and operational analytics already built in, while comprehensive security features help protect your data at rest and data in motion. The Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL combines the very best of Dell EMC and Microsoft. It's an integrated system designed for superior performance, significant cost savings, and future-ready scalability. Now, to recap the trends, around the world we're seeing an explosion of the number of devices, sensors, applications, and every one of them are generating data. The digital revolution is generating more enterprise information than ever before, and more organizations are collecting and storing vast amounts of data. Businesses are eager to transform data into efficient business models, with big data changing the way that business is being done. More and more companies want to profit from their data, and the number of mobile apps and mobile devices is simply becoming overwhelming and generating more data all the time. Now, placing a Microsoft lens on this issue brings us to their offering, Microsoft SQL Server, which has been in market in some form since the early 1990s, and for Windows Server environments remains the largest market share. While Oracle, MySQL, Hadoop, they all have their place in the market, the opportunity for Microsoft SQL Server remains strong and appears to be growing stronger. Now, data is driving massive growth in IT sales. As a critical segment of big data analytics, database sales are expected to grow almost as fast as a big data software segment, at around an 18% CAGR, or compound annual growth rate, through the year 2026, when the big data market will top $92 billion. And Microsoft SQL Server is more popular than ever. Market research shows that the popularity of Microsoft SQL Server 2016 grew faster than any other database product during 2016. And in addition, data in Microsoft SQL Server 2016 can be on premises, or hybrid, or cloud, or anything in between, with a consistent experience across all three platforms. You add the value by helping your customers decide which model is best for their applications and workloads. And some customers are looking to switch now from Oracle to SQL Server. With Microsoft SQL Server 2016, it was the biggest leap forward in Microsoft Data Platform in their entire history. They added real-time operational analytics and rich visualizations on mobile devices. There's built-in advanced analytics and new advanced security technology, as well as hybrid cloud scenarios. While this technical training session isn't a detailed review of Microsoft SQL Server, and by the way, there's a number of excellent training options available for free via Microsoft's Channel 9 training platform, it is important to highlight where we are with Microsoft SQL, starting with the changes in 2016 and 2017 and the anticipated future offerings from Microsoft. Now, unlike Microsoft SQL Server from the past, where the software was updated every 3 or 4 years, Microsoft is providing platform-level updates every year, working to keep up with the DevOps speed inherent in the big data industry today. Now, most of that goodness was introduced in SQL Server 2016. So let's hit the major features. Along the top of this review, we'll cover 3 big areas: data sources, data management, and data insights. Let's start with data sources. Over its long history, Microsoft SQL focused on structured data, columns and rows of clearly defined data points that touch traditional data processing and resource planning, leveraging shared databases. Now, SQL can leverage poly-based technology for querying across structured data in SQL and unstructured data such as in Hadoop. Think of it as a translator. A query entered into traditional SQL T language can drive an inquiry into Hadoop, which does its own calculation and provides that result back and Polybase translates that back into SQL T. And now it can handle even more types of data, with the introduction of graph data management and graph analysis to handle new, non-hierarchical relationships among your data. Now let's talk about data management, TDM. A SQL Server is no longer just an OLTP database. It's a mission-critical OLTP database with industry-leading TPC-E performance benchmarks. It has been recognized by Gartner as a leader in operational database management 4 years in a row, and the leader in this quadrant for the last 2 years. When it comes to data warehousing, you used to only be able to handle small data marts in older SQL Server versions. Today, there are large companies who are doing petabyte-scale data warehousing and a scale-up SMP architecture just with SQL Server. Not to mention that Microsoft can support MPP or multiple parallel processing architecture as well for very large data warehousing workloads. It's tremendous value coming out of one enterprise offering. Now lastly, SQL has been around for decades and is very well understood. Unlike some of the newer offerings, there is a very large population of educated big data users of SQL T query language. Let's progress to data insights. Now, business intelligence is an area in which Microsoft invested in a big way. There is a complete overhaul of SQL Server reporting services, refreshed to a modern report interface, and they added new chart types like tree and sunburst. And on top of that, they added an end-to-end mobile BI solution that not only works with Windows but also iOS and Android, and the beauty of it is it can work online and offline. And if you choose to use Power BI, the cloud-based business analytics service enables anyone to visualize and analyze data with greater speed, efficiency, and understanding. You can connect users to a broad range of live data through easy-to-use dashboards, interactive reports, and compelling visualizations, and all at a fraction of the cost of most of the competition. And in SQL Server 2017, they added many enhancements to SQL Server and the analysis services, or the SSAS, as well, enabling you to mash up data from many sources. In today's world, businesses are trying to get predictive. Instead of reacting to data, they want to pave their business path forward with data. The way to do that is with advanced analytics. From predicting optimal warehousing to sales forecasting to customer behavior, customers want to build predictive models based on data. And with SQL Server, you don't have to take the data out of the database to do advanced analytics. With Microsoft's machine learning services, you can do R and Python-based analytics at scale in a highly parallelized way, right in the database for real-time analytics, up to 1 million predictions per second. Now let's transition to data security. According to NIST, which is the National Institute for Standards and Technology, over the last 7 years, SQL Server has the least vulnerabilities of any database tracked by NIST. You can see the bars there with the number of incidents compared to the competition. And lastly, but most recently, there's an update with 2017 around flexibility. You can see the scope of what SQL Server can address from a workloads perspective. But new for 2017, Microsoft can provide a consistent experience for all these workloads from on-premises to the cloud, with applications in any language and across platforms, including Windows and Linux and Docker. Microsoft takes the goodness from 2016 and abstracts that offering in 2017. No longer is SQL tied to Windows Server. Now it's any language, any platform, anywhere. We see customer database and analytics needs can be segmented into mostly 3 predominant use cases. There's mission critical database, which is made up of OLTP, or online transactional processing, with a focus on transactions. These manage transaction-oriented applications, typically for data entry or retrieval transaction processing, and these can be traditional SQL installs that are looking to take advantage of the new efficiencies from both hardware and software. Also, there's modern data warehousing / analytics, and it's designed around OLAP or HTAP. Now, OLAP or OLAP is online analytical processing, and it focuses on analytics. whereas HTAP is hybrid transaction and analytical processing. So it's both OLTP for database and OLAP analytics both together. Now, this implementation is driven by the question of what do I do with this data? Or how do I make this data work for me with predictive insights? Or where should I invest my resources for the best return on investment? And lastly, we see the rise of big data. And so there's Hadoop, unstructured data, sensor data, the Internet of Things, piles and piles and piles of data. And the questions here are, how do I make sense of this unstructured and untabled data? And how do I digest this new format without having highly skilled Hadoop resources? Or how can I leverage my knowledge of traditional SQL with this new data deluge? But building a new Microsoft SQL Server system with this new architecture can be tricky. SQL Server performance depends on the right architectural design and sizing. The infrastructure you buy and how you plan the implementation can have a huge impact on your results. And unlike Microsoft Exchange, there isn't a SQL sizing guide published by Microsoft that addresses architecture and infrastructure questions. So the question remains, which model and what size is right for your customer? Those needs can be addressed with the Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL. This is a solution designed for performance, cost savings, and future-ready scalability. Over the past decade, successful companies have increasingly turned to Dell EMC to support their mission-critical workloads, including database and business intelligence applications. The Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL is another example of how we satisfy customer needs with focused solutions. We provide excellent performance. Microsoft SQL Server 2016 and 2017, as well as the latest, greatest Dell EMC 14G servers, deliver breakthrough mission-critical capabilities with in-memory performance and operational analytics built in. And that comes with great cost savings, because you can consolidate into a more efficient data center solution on cost-efficient, industry-standard hardware with a smaller footprint. And that consolidation means savings. And it also provides future-ready scalability. You can scale without sacrificing performance, so you won't outgrow the solution. The Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL helps customers address the issue of these changing SQL needs. We provide the confidence of a known, tested, and validated solution, and leverage that knowledge into the convenience of an online system builder that Dell EMC sellers and partner sellers and even customers can directly consume. And we also provide the configuration guides and the design guides and the white papers, helping customers understand what a bundled SQL solution looks like. And we wrap all of this up with excellent customer support resources with post-support for SQL, which supports the infrastructure, the server, storage, networking of the Ready Bundle, and the software support of the OS and the SQL application itself, all in one support experience with Dell EMC. So, who should the focus of these Ready Bundles for SQL be? There's a very large install base of older SQL instances that are out of support for both software and very likely its underlying hardware. Updating and consolidating that install base is the very definition of low-hanging fruit. The immediate priority should be anybody running SQL Server 2005 and 2008, and secondarily anyone running SQL 2012 and 2014. The SQL 2005 upgrade alone represents $2.6 billion of hardware opportunity for Dell EMC. Now, customers in these situations can leverage the ease of sizing and ordering the Dell EMC Ready Bundle for SQL because it delivers expert design and validated solution with just the right configuration, bringing exceptional performance with cost savings that's very easy to order and provides a much faster time to value. The Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL has a wide variety of sizes to accommodate your database size, number of users, and use case. From small and medium mission-critical database to medium and large mission-critical database, as well as in-memory database with real-time analytics. All of these are based off of 14G Dell EMC powered servers, Dell EMC networking, and a number of Dell EMC storage options, from traditional SAN and all flash to hyperconverged software-defined storage. All of these in a consolidated and supported Ready Bundle. We provide value throughout the customer journey, from design and implementation to post-implementation technical support. Now for the design part, we have developed a SQL Server 2016 system builder to help Dell EMC salespeople and our partners configure the Ready Bundle dynamically based off of customer requirements. This tool can help address the design details here, whether small, medium, or large database, leveraging Dell or EMC heritage storage, like the SC or the Unity series of products, or data warehousing, or a complete software-defined storage build using Storage Spaces Direct. Now, the system builder for Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL is a web-based tool. Using the system builder will significantly reduce time spent in creating quotes and ensure the solution is sized correctly. Hyperlinks available here, and it is publicly available. You can also access the system builder in OSC or Dell Star from the Your Solution page. Just click on the Solution Advisors at the top menu bar. Select SQL Server System Builder from the next screen. There are a number of questions to help qualify the business need to set the appropriate design. Walk through the questions, one option at a time. At the end of the query, the build will provide a solution ID. And that solution ID can be provided within the quoting tools to generate a formal quote. The inputs determine the builds. So here's an output example. This is a mid-size OLTP solution with under 20 terabytes of storage and under 50,000 IOPS, a medium-sized OLTP workload, using the backend of Dell EMC SC storage. Or perhaps a more robust solution is needed based off the input, like this one pushing over to the SC9000 product class. Again, a large-size OLTP workload. And as mentioned before, validation work and a complete software-defined storage architecture using Storage Spaces Direct is done as well. By leveraging the work from the ReadyNode team for Storage Spaces Direct, we can size a completely virtualized SQL instance with these tools as well. A deployment white paper leveraging both the ReadyNode and the SQL Ready Bundle team is now available, showing SQL on Storage Spaces Direct ReadyNodes. The SQL Server sizing will drive the selections on the template. This is an example of hybrid capacity, using both flash and very large spinning disk reflected here. And the template will limit your selections based off of validation rules, versus just going online to Dell.com and just building out a server. There are very specific requirements for this validation. A high-level architecture of hyperconverged software-defined server, memory, and storage will be produced, along with the recommended supporting networking needed for this build. And being different from traditional SAN architectures, this solution provides a software-defined storage pool where resiliency is provided across all underlying hyperconverged servers. And the deployment guide provides a networking detail for both SET and VLT high availability guidance. The white paper also provides a validation detail with the following OLTP workload configuration, and provides the performance overview based off of that exercise. And finally, best practices for end customers and their service providers are all included in the design guide as well. Beyond simple consolidation, the use cases that Microsoft SQL Server is ideal for includes many things, like real-time operational intelligence by combining built-in advanced analytics and in-memory technology without having to move the data or impact user performance, as well as enterprise-scale data warehousing with enhanced in-memory column store that increases query performance by over 100 times versus older disk-based solutions. In addition, it could also be new data-intensive solutions that combine relational data with non-relational data using built-in poly-based technology. Again, the tool allows you to query structured and unstructured data, like Hadoop, with the simplicity of just using existing SQL T knowledge. And with workload mobility, you're not bound by the size of the on premise database. You can leverage Stretch Database out to the Azure cloud. So, who are the target customers and what are the use cases to pursue? Well, any customer currently using Microsoft is a prime candidate. Customers that are running earlier versions of SQL Server, as well as any customer using older databases such as Oracle with a renewal occurring within the next 18 months, and any enterprise departments with data warehousing needs and predictive analytics needs. Now, the typical use cases for SQL Server are mission critical applications that need real time operational intelligence, or enterprise scale data warehousing with advanced in memory column store needs, and the intelligent OLTP applications that let you build mission critical intelligent apps for online transactional processing. Common sales triggers are any customers that are looking to choose the best configuration for SQL, upgrading from an older version or a much older version of SQL, or anybody migrating from another database outside of SQL Server over into SQL Server. Now, there are a number of services to help you and your customers address how do I actually procure this. Dell EMC Financial Services is a full service leasing and financial solution. They're located throughout the US, Canada, and Europe. And the Dell EMC Financial Services team can finance the entire total technology solution. They provide efficient electronic quoting and online contacts that offer the very best customer experience. But solutions aren't just financial. There's a number of professional services that are available. Solutions customized for your needs, where we can leverage on-site integration or application implementation with Dell EMC Professional Services. The support is always on for you. You can enjoy access to 24/7 chat and email and phone support services with how-to assistance and disaster recovery from Dell EMC Pro Support. And deployment assistance is there when you need it. You can trust Dell EMC to deploy the rack configuration in your data center, including network cabling, the operating system, firmware, and the hypervisor with Dell EMC Pro Deploy. And also there's higher end services from business intelligence and analytics and big data services, and a number of different suites and opportunities from EDM to SQL workloads, big data, and business intelligence with a number of jump starts, assessment planning, platform configuration and consolidation opportunities, as well as development and integration. From cloud to advanced analytics to mobility to appliances, as you get more and more in depth within big data needs, there are services resources to help. There are very compelling events that have happened over the last few years that have motivated customers to have to look at their existing database, specifically the end of support for SQL 2005. There are a large number of install base, and with the end of extended support, it means no further security updates will be issued. And with the market introduction of Power BI and the higher end resources within SQL Server, more and more interest is growing. There are compelling reasons for your customers to migrate now. And for any customers that are confused or have needs or they're being pushed in a direction that they're unsure where to go because of the changes that are happening in the marketscape, whether it's business intelligence or database or big data in general, there are a number of services portfolio that are packaged, repeatable offers available from both Dell EMC services and Dell EMC partner services, which include collateral, white papers, demos, jump starts, custom work, all these things to help address whatever that customer need may be. These workshop efforts are in place, and it's a great way to engage customers now. There are a number of services resources available for you and for your customers today, from live demos to showcases examining Power BI, which provides collateral and PDFs and white papers. There's a number of collateral resources available for you now. And for those customers that are motivated to migrate from older SQL 2005 and an older generation of infrastructure to a more latest, greatest solution like the Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL, there are already a number of validation works that have occurred, like this one comparing 11G infrastructure with 2005, migrating to 13G and Windows Server 2016. And in this white paper, we were able to show a 13G upgrade delivered 2x of performance with 69% less time over previous generations. There are also white papers that review the goodness of 14th generation servers with NVDIMM, as well as comparisons between 13G and 14G Dell EMC PowerEdge. In this instance, showing a 41% increase in TPS with a 50% increase in user load and a 50% reduction of query response time. All of these white papers and all of these validation statements are available for you and for your customers, where you can download customer testimonials that'll give you details regarding the value of migrating to Dell EMC Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL Server. This customer testimonial talked about the savings, the consolidation, the speed, faster transactions at greater scale with future-ready scalability. So how do you get started? Well, there's a number of sales materials and technical documents located on Sales Edge. These include customer presentations like this one, and a customer-facing family guide, white papers for both 13G and 14G, along with ordering guides, design guides, and deployment guides. Here's a quick snapshot of the Ready Bundle for SQL resources. Everything you need is just a click away. And from a collateral point of view, there's a large number of available references and white papers, both for internal technical resources and channel-enabled features. Overviewing a Ready Bundle for SQL solution parameters for both the sales guide and reference card to publicly consumable white papers, covering 14G updates, like the benefits of leveraging MVDIMM, or SQL in general, and the validation efforts for the Ready Bundles. Hyperlinks in the training decks include links to the system builder, both internal and public paths, the configuration guides, design guides, deployment guides, marketing resources like the sales guides and the reference cards, and the white papers that were already referenced. Ready Solutions, and specifically the Ready Bundle for Microsoft SQL, continues to leverage the combination of Dell and EMC, bringing together the two industry-leading companies with strong reputations for value and innovation. Dell EMC holds leadership positions in some of the biggest and largest growth categories in the IT infrastructure business, and that means you can confidently source all of your IT needs from one provider, Dell EMC. When customers are expressing a need to address their big data needs and have an existing install base of SQL and are looking for an easy way to update and consolidate their database, look no further than Dell EMC Ready Bundles for Microsoft SQL. Thank you for your attention and happy selling.